Kwanzaa Film Festival last year, and I realized how much I missed out not turning in my work. Didn't really know all about the Kwanzaa Film Festival, but my experience from last year led me to be prepared. So the first day that the film festival opened up, I just started submitting all my work. So it's been great. And thank you, Mama P, for having me.
Any questions?
Any other mental or physical conditions that you could apply to martial arts to make a difference?
Oh yes, thank you for that question. Follow up to this film, it's almost complete. Autism Month is in April. So in April, I'll be doing a showing in Washington, D.C. area. When we shot this film, it was in 2019, 2020. It was during COVID, so we had restrictions during COVID. So we were using Zoom, a lot of virtual spaces to record. We didn't have the ability to go to someone's home and record one-on-one. And when we shot it, that day when we shot in the dojo, I was actually recovering from COVID as well. So during COVID was when this film was made. So you see some of the challenges that was during it. But the interesting thing is that these kids, the retention rate is high. I think we have like a 92% retention rate. So now you see kids, think about 2019, 2020, the kids you're looking at, I'm able to show you where they are coming of age. And watching these kids, it's exciting not only for them to become older, but for them to develop in the art. So going from white belt, one of the kids that's in here, he's now moved from white belt, he has a brown belt. Wow. And he's a 7th grader. Wow. And this year, when we do the part 3 of the film, we're going to show how he trained to become a black belt. 2 of the kids that are in this program will go black belt 2024. And we're excited because they excel. Some kids excel rapidly. And so we're going to show that follow-up. We're going to show the progression through multiple volumes. So I'm excited about that one. We'll come back next year to Kwanzaa Film Festival, and you're going to see the kids. And even part 2, that was 2 years ago. Wow. So these kids, by the time I get the 3rd one done, it's going to be, those kids are going to be in high school. And if they retain and stay in martial arts, we'll be able to see their progression. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
A couple questions about autism having what is considered a disability by some. Mm-hmm. For the parents and the kids in terms of making themselves believe in the process and also believe in giving up some of their identity to be filmed.
Yes.
What are those issues and how did you overcome some of them?
Yeah, I think that autism has a great rise in the Washington, D.C. area. We're talking about now it's over 230% increase since the year 2000. So a lot of parents have pain points where they don't know where to go. They don't know where to get all the resources. So any kind of resources that is provided for a child with autism and it's challenging at home, they need help, right? Mm-hmm. And so being a resource for the community, the parents, they welcome me. They welcome me. They give me phone calls when the kids in trouble at school. I get phone calls when they act up in class, when they act up at home. All they do is they can put me on the phone and they're like, since they want to talk to you. And they'll change their whole behavior. And some of these parents may be single parent, they may be in broken families. We know our own community. We know what we face. Being a martial artist, and what I wanted to show in the film is the relationship that masters and grandmasters have with the student. It's almost like a pastor is in a church. And a lot of things that black martial artists do, most of us don't know. When I showed my grandmaster, 3 of my grandmasters are in the film.
Wow.
3 of them. And for me, I'm 50 years old and still I respect my grandmasters. and how that relationship is so important, that a kid needs to learn honor, respect, all that at an early age. You understand? So martial arts allow it. So we really become like family as a martial art instructor, martial arts teacher. And most of the parents, they allow us. They allowed us to do the videotape. That helped a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I had got here in the middle of your screening, so I apologize
That's okay.
if my question is redundant. But
That's okay.
what got you into doing martial arts?
Oh man, great question. What got me into martial arts? I'll be transparent. I got into martial arts because I left a life. I turned a page in a chapter in my life that I felt like it was time to give up on certain things. I stopped drinking. Alcohol affects us in a lot of ways, and so when I gave up alcohol 8.5 years ago, the same day that I chose to give up alcohol, the same day I wrapped a white belt around me.
Wow.
To humble myself and start training and learning self-defense. It was about life choice. It was just turning the page in life, saying, I'm not going back. I choose to do this instead of that. So I filled my life with something more positive. And so what I find is I'm much more productive in life and the things that I do, just staying away from things that was non-productive. Great question.
Can I follow that up? Sorry. Because I train in martial arts too now. And I started a little later in my life training in martial arts.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know,
And that helped a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I had got here in the middle of your screening, so I apologize
That's okay.
if my question is redundant. But
That's okay.
what got you into doing martial arts?
Oh man, great question. What got me into martial arts? I'll be transparent. I got into martial arts because I left a life. I turned a page in a chapter in my life that I felt like it was time to give up on certain things. I stopped drinking. Alcohol affects us in a lot of ways, and so when I gave up alcohol 8.5 years ago, the same day that I chose to give up alcohol, the same day I wrapped a white belt around me.
Wow.
To humble myself and start training and learning self-defense. It was about life choice. It was just turning the page in life, saying, I'm not going back. I choose to do this instead of that. So I filled my life with something more positive. And so what I find is I'm much more productive in life and the things that I do, just staying away from things that was non-productive. Great question.
Can I follow that up? Sorry. Because I train in martial arts too now. And I started a little later in my life training in martial arts.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, I was just angry, doing, you know, reckless things and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel that had you learned martial arts like at 5 or 6 years old, life choices would have been different for you, or your path is your path and it just led you?
Yeah, I believe my path is my path. I've been around martial artists, and we all got to go through life. It's not perfect. No one's perfect. You know, I chose martial arts as something to replace a life that I needed to get away from, and just better choices, right? So by the time I got my black belt, opportunities opened the doors for me. It was just opportunities. Opportunities to write books, opportunities to do film, opportunities to work with children. And I just take full advantage of them now. Just like this moment right now is very precious. It's very precious that you guys are engaging to hear this because we have to stay focused to our purpose. Today is needed. And when we align ourselves with our purpose, God opens up, the Most High opens up opportunities like this. That I'm in Harlem, you know what I'm saying? Me in Harlem, who would have said, you know, to be in a film festival, to do this, and I couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do the things that I did alone because I was like, I have all this footage. And then I realized there's a disparity in the black community. There's a disparity. And when we see that, there was a rise in black children with autism. I'm like, wait a minute, this is too much. We have to address this. And I don't know if you guys picked it up where with the OBGYN, she's a martial artist. And she's a female martial artist. 47 years, right? She was saying that it's a crime when you don't see that we have enough black therapists, black doctors. So when your son or grandson or someone's diagnosed with autism, who you think gonna come in that door to come do the evaluation? Who you think gonna be the one who's gonna give that diagnosis? Teasing her, all kind of stuff. So she started coming to martial arts, and she was afraid. She wouldn't go to class. And the teachers would write a report to her every day. She ain't come to school today, didn't come to school, she stayed home. Until we finally figured out what it was. That she was being bullied, right? We started teaching her martial arts and built her confidence. And after building her confidence, it only took her time to go from white belt, she's green belt now, but white belt to yellow. She was like, wait a minute, it's something about what I'm learning in martial arts that builds my confidence. Making eye contact, how I look at somebody, how I speak to someone. All because if I could do it in this room, in this dojo, I could do it at home, I could do it in my bedroom, I could do it in the living room, I could do it at school. Long story short, she became the student of the month back in October. She's also on the honor roll.
It's hard for me to look into somebody's eyes because there's so much information that I get from people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people with autism also have psychic abilities, and we see things that normal people maybe don't see. So I just wanted to say I'm very blessed to be here, and I think you're all beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you. What's the name of the play?
It's called How to Dance in Ohio.
And where's it at?
And it's on Broadway. So you go to TKTS, and it's in one of the theaters on Broadway.
Is it all Broadway?
No, Broadway.
Oh,
In Ohio.
I just wanted to commend you for sharing your work. And I own a swim school in DC.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right next to the arena stage.
Oh, we got to connect.
Yeah,
Sure.
And I work with some kids who are autistic, but I don't like to call it, I say on the spectrum as well. But what I really appreciate is you showing that you treat people just like they're any other person, normal. You can assimilate them in any other situation for the most part. You just have to be a little bit more patient.
That's right.
That's really all it is. And a film like that teaches others, especially teachers, to understand that. It's like you don't have to say, oh, he's different, we're gonna put him over here. No, you just have to be a little more patient. And they can assimilate and pick up on things, pick up on cues, like you said, things like that. And so I just really appreciate being able to see this and see that somebody put that work out there, yourself put that work out there for people to see and understand.
Really appreciate your work.
yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
I'm so happy.
You can find my film on Tubi. Tubi, you can watch this again for free. Share it with your school systems or wherever you are. I got it on Tubi, and I got it on Prime Video as well. So if you get a chance, check it out. Prime charges like $3, but Tubi is for free. Yeah. So I'm very, very, very proud of that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad to do that because I think it's a really important subject, and I really would like for more people to have a discussion. By seeing it, it makes people discuss the issues around able-bodied people who are not different, because we're all different, right?
Yeah.
So just having the sensitivity in certain areas, learning and communication, but there's so many things we can learn from people who have these special skills because they are on the spectrum. Yeah, because they see things we don't see.
And what I like here, I want to make sure you guys get a copy of my book that I brought up here. I want to make sure you guys get a free copy of my book. Thank you guys for doing that.